Welcome to Indie Business Club, the podcast for independent creatives, freelancers, founders, and business owners. I'm Mel Barfield, a copywriter, event speaker, and brand voice lead at the copywriting agency Copy or Die. Today we're recording a live episode at Creator Day here at the wonderful Foundry in Poole in front of a live studio audience. Didn't even tell them to do that. That was just spontaneous. Thank you. I'm going to let my two guests introduce themselves. Who would like to go first? Right, Dave, I'm going to make you do it.
Hello. I also work with Mel at Copy or Die.
Say your name as well.
Oh, sorry. Hi, everyone. My name's Dave Harland, and this is my first drink of the day. Stole that off Phil last time. I am co-founder and creative director at copywriting agency Copy or Die. I run it with Mel. Creative copywriter, LinkedIn confuser of scammers, and all around mess about her. Really, just mess about on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's me.
You stole my intro.
Sorry.
I'm Leah Turner. I am not a copywriter and I'm not an agency owner. I'm founder of a small business community called the whollllle. I'm also very annoying on LinkedIn, and that's about it, really.
The reason that I've asked you both is because you are both annoying on LinkedIn in a lovely way. And I'm just going to drop some stats because I did check before starting the research for this project. I'll start with that bit again. I did check before starting planning for this podcast what everyone's numbers are on LinkedIn. And in third place is me with, thank you, 16,500 followers. That doesn't sound so impressive when I say that Dave has 104,000 followers. But Leah has over 177,000 followers. And both of you have said to me separately that when you started on LinkedIn, it was way easier to get. So that's my excuse. Anyway, okay. So Leah, what's changed for you? What's the difference between when you started and now?
I would say there's a lot more people on LinkedIn now than when I started, because people have realised that it's a good place to get business and it's not as dreadfully beige as people used to think it is. I think it's still battling that reputation. But my content used to get shown to a lot more people that I'm not already connected with, and a lot more people that aren't already following me. So now when I see who's engaging with my content and who's commenting, they're almost all people who are either already connected with me or following me. Mm-hmm. And it's not reaching beyond those borders so much. And I think that's intentional from LinkedIn because they want people to pay to boost their posts.
Oh. Have you found the same kind of thing?
The biggest change I've seen is when I first kind of started taking it seriously, LinkedIn. It was about 2016, 2017 when I first went freelance, and it was basically, hi, I'm Roderick. I've just been promoted to senior dullness officer at such and such. Just everyone treating it like their CV. And now, fast forward, 10 years, Roderick is just saying, comment Claude underneath this to download my 17,000 prompt framework. So that's the main difference. But yeah, like what Leah said, I think recently, reach has gone down a lot. Back then, you could stick just a random post out and get 1,000 likes and get
I did once.
100 followers.
I posted the word pizza by accident on LinkedIn.
So
I was in the middle of, I was actually at a co-working space and I was just putting my laptop away to go home to pick up to see my little boy. My childminder was at home, and I meant to respond to her WhatsApp, which was open on my laptop. What's Dexter having for tea? And I put pizza, but I got muddled. I posted it on LinkedIn 30 minutes later when I got home, and I looked at my phone. I was like, why is there 500 reactions? And and everyone is this code? What does she mean? So yeah, there was about 100,000 impressions on me typing pizza on LinkedIn. I might try it again, actually. It'll probably go viral again.
It really did used to be a piece of piss, didn't it?
Plus, it was much easier for people like me and Dave who brought personality into our content and who were a bit wayward and against the grain and personality led. There wasn't much of that. So you really stood out. Whereas so many people now are leading with personality, which I personally think is a good thing, but we don't necessarily stand out as much as we used to.
I think a lot of people did what I did, which is when Twitter started to feel like a sinking ship, just kind of brought that Twitter energy to LinkedIn, and you ended up with lots of people like me who had seen this sad loss of a beloved platform, rest in peace, little bird, and thought, oh well, I'll just do the same thing on LinkedIn, and that does, at the time a few years ago, did seem to be really effective, because there weren't as many. There were more by then, but not as many still. But now a lot of people are.
Yeah, I think I was quite controversial at first as well, because no one on LinkedIn looked like me. If anything with a photo attached to it was like, I would get tons and tons of new followers, because people were like, well, she doesn't look like she belongs on LinkedIn. And a lot of them were like creepy men, and then they'd send me creepy messages, and then I'd post the creepy messages, and that would go viral. And
engagement.
Exactly, yeah, it worked.
Don't be creepy on LinkedIn. No, you don't.
Or I'll take a screenshot of it and ruin your life.
Just going back to like the basics of LinkedIn, I suppose. What, Dave, I'm going to come to you, because I know you tend to have, you treat content as like almost like mini campaigns to kind of demonstrate your skills as a copywriter. I am biased, but I think you're quite good at it. Can you just talk us through how you decide what to post about?
Yeah, I've always seen it like that. It's a big, like, show people what you do, rather than just saying, oh, you're like, I'm desperate for work. You're like, I'm a writer, come to me. It's like, don't tell me that, like, show me how good you are. So I've always done that from the outset, and yet that idea of kind of campaign thinking, I don't just post like a one-off thing. In the back of my mind, I'm like, how can I turn this into a series, a repeatable thing, almost like brand thinking, like that distinctive brand asset. What can you do, repeat, like, over time, which you become known for? So yeah, I've always thought that. So whenever I'm, stuck for an idea of what to post, I know I've got like 15 different like buckets or themes that I can go to at any one time and just do the next one in that series. Or if something's happened that week, how will this thing that's happened, how will that fit into one of these themes? And that could be anything from telling a daft story about it, or turn it into a how-to article, or like I try and do quite a bit, just make stuff a little bit fun. That's where the scammers thing came in. So people scammers would be in my inbox, and rather than just go, no, see you later, I would just try and see how long I could keep the conversation going, make up little characters and scenarios, and kind of steer them down little mad rabbit holes to see how long I could keep them on the hook until they blocked me. And then post that on LinkedIn, and it's me demonstrating. It's not just me messing out. A lot of people go, I don't know where you find the time. And I'm like, I can't make time. I get clients off the back of this.
This is your marketing.
Yeah, it's me demonstrating what I do like. So
I think it's an underrated tip as well for LinkedIn, because people have this tendency to think that they just like need to tell people what to do or what they can do. Showing them is so much more valuable, because if you think back on what I've done since 2019, I've shown people how I build community, because I've got a lot of followers, but actually there's a huge amount of trust, and I've given a lot, and I've helped a lot of people, and I've got involved with lots of charity work, like hands-on charity work, and I've shown people like who I am and how I operate and how I build community. So when I'm seen as like a community builder, it's because there's a body of evidence that's proved that I've been doing it since the start. So I've done similar to Dave in a different sort of category, and I think it works. I always feel jealous of copywriters, because I think, it's easy for you to get clients on LinkedIn, because you just have to do your job, like show them what you're good at, not here is all my client results. It's like, just be a good writer, write about whatever.
Well, just picking up on what you just said about showing people who you are, we had I asked on LinkedIn, obviously, what questions people might have for both of you. And Ellie Garfield, who's a web designer, hi Ellie, whoops, she said, what's more important, banging on about what you do or being relatable and having a personality? So, like you say, Leah,
I think it's both. I think people get so confused about, I need to do something with personality, or I need to post about my business. Why not both? Because I do both all the time. You can still talk about your business with personality. You can still talk about the values that you have that make you good and trustworthy in what you do. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And people think, I need to be personable and relatable and vulnerable and show about my personal life. But also I need to post about business. I think actually the best content is the storytelling content that allows people to see who you are in life and business. And that builds that that trust much more. Am I
It
making
turns you
sense?
into like a proper 3D human rather than just a CV.
Because it's not always about what you say, it's about what people, like with Dave telling these scammer stories, some people might see it on the surface level and be like, how does Dave have the time to do this? Those are not going to be ideal clients, because what other people are seeing is, bloody hell, he's so creative, or he's so unhinged, and his writing style is so good. But you're reading between the lines, aren't you? You're not taking it at face value. And those people that take it at face value comment, and you're like, oh, for God's sakes, like, you really don't get it, do you? You don't understand what marketing is. Because I get that a lot. People are like, oh, all you ever do is talk about yourself. It's not Facebook. And I'm like, I'm literally getting clients from this. This is marketing. You clearly don't understand marketing. Would you like some help?
And sometimes, Dave, you don't choose your content pillar. Your content pillar gets chosen by people posting a slide that you put up in a conference with the word bumhole.
That's still my favourite slide ever.
The bumhole guy. Would you like to talk about your experience as the bumhole guy?
Yeah, it was a very strategic move, putting bumhole on an IMAX screen.
I love that my mum's here for this.
Everyone was like, posted it. It went like kind of mad viral, didn't it? Everyone posted about it. So yeah, I was talking about how to treat LinkedIn unseriously. And yeah, back to what I said before about doing like winding scammers up and just taking a piss a little bit, I suppose, showing the fun side. And I said, as you know, as copywriters, me and Mal, we work quite a lot with brands on tone of voice, so making them sound like nobody else in their category, so that they can build this consistent voice and stand out in what they do. And I said, as people, we need to do that as well. A lot of people ask me like, oh, what's your favourite word? So I said, I'd already mentioned it twice in 2 different stories, and I put it on the screen and said, bumhole. Oh. And I was like, take photos. It's bumhole. It's just a great word, isn't it? And I'm still 15 in the head. But then I said, it's also good to have a list of all the words you would never use. So then I went through like a series of like 22 words, like synergy and elevate and leverage and all the usual suspects. But yeah, everyone always remembers the bumhole, don't he?
Well, Chris Lubas, who is a loyal listener to the podcast, hi Chris, he also has his own podcast called No Pain, No Business. A little quick plug for that. He said, did you expect your bumhole to be so popular? It invaded my timeline for weeks. But he also asked, and he did that great thing where he gave us a little compliment at the beginning, which guaranteed that I would read this one out. Nice. You're all obviously great at creating and sharing content on LinkedIn. Thanks, Chris. But what sort of content do you look out for, and like what interests you on LinkedIn? I'll go to you first. Bumhole guy.
No surprise, it's stuff with personality. It's funny stuff, which, like when I was at school, I always learned best when the teacher was sound and I could have a bit of a laugh with us. Like the best teacher we ever had, I'll never forget it. We were 15, stood outside the classroom. He was a brand new English teacher. And he starts like walking towards us, and we were like, like he had the biggest, most bulging eyes anyone had ever seen. And first thing he said, he went, all right, lads, I know I've got their big eyes like a frog. Take the piss out of it today, but if there's any more after today, like you're all in detention. And we were like, we respected him for it because he had a bit of a laugh at himself. It's like self-deprecation, absolute winner, and brands do that all the time. And the people I see doing that, not like every time, because it shows a lack of confidence, but if you can just have a little bit of a pop at one of your flaws, I think it just lets people know, look, I don't take myself too seriously, because there's nothing worse, is there, seeing people take themselves too seriously. Well, not only in life, but in business.
Phil Agnew, who is in the room, who has the Nudge podcast. I've got to stop promoting everyone else's podcast on my podcast. Go and listen to that as well. He would absolutely agree with you there. That's the good old pratfall effect. Am I right, Phil? Is that right? Yeah, I'm getting a thumbs up from Phil, thank you. Where if you show that little bit of vulnerability, then it endears people to you a bit. But if you show too much and you're always tripping over yourself and going, oh, I've got no clients, it kind of has the opposite effect.
Yeah, definitely a balance.
Definitely a balance. Leah, what do you like seeing on LinkedIn?
Dog posts. I mean, if it's a photo of an animal, I stop scrolling. If it's a video of someone talking, I tend to keep scrolling. If it's anything with a fucking listicle in it, I'm gone. But I definitely stop more for like stuff that's funny. So if the first line is something to a story where I'm like, oh, I need to know what happens now, that always gets me in. But if it's here are 10 ways to do such, and I'm like, no, I'm not. But I don't know. I used to notice more about what I would stop and engage with, and I don't so much now. But I definitely, if there's an animal in it, I'm stopping scrolling.
You're so easy to please. I need to post more about my dog. I don't post about my dog, and then people go,
I didn't even know you had a dog.
Exactly. I'm missing a trick here.
Underutilised
Underutilised marketing.
He's living for free at your house, making work for his food.
On a related question from Rachel Extant, who's in the room. Hello, Rachel. Who's a writer. She says, how do you actually navigate the feed? Do you just scroll, or do you have what you want supposed to mind? Like, have you got a curated list of people? I know there's a way you can kind of set up and bookmark a list.
I have lists. I don't just use them, but I do have a list of people who've like expressed interest in joining the community, or I know that I'd like to have as masterclass hosts that I sort of use to butter them up a little bit. So I have those that I go to engage regularly.
And how do you actually do it? Do you search their name and go in, or do you have you created a kind of...
You can make custom lists.
Yeah.
So if you go to the search bar, don't quote me on this because I might get it wrong without it in front of me, but if you go to the search bar and put your cursor in it and press enter, it then brings up all the filters. And then if you click on people and then all filters, you can add one by one the names of the people you want in the list. I think maybe you put posts first, then all filters.
Yeah.
And then you add people, then you add the people that you want content from, and you put like latest posts over the last week. And then you get the results up, and then that list is going to be content from those selected people over the last week with no ads and nothing else in it. And if you bookmark the URL
and name it like target CMOs or something,
and every time you go back to that, it's going to give you the latest content that they've done. I've posted a video about it, so if you have a look at my profile videos, there's like a how-to guide, but it's really useful because it means you can get rid of all of the gumph and only focus on the people. You only can put like 20 to 25 people in that list, otherwise it starts screwing up. But it's very, very useful to not have to keep going searching those people each time. So I do that, but I also scroll my newsfeed. Every now and then I sort it by recent rather than top.
It's carnage when you do that,
absolute Wild West. But you do see some new people. Sometimes it's a bit like, oh, Jesus Christ. Often gives me people that I want to remove. I'm like, oh, not you. So
well, I know that a certain Dave Harland has absolutely self-sabotaged his algorithm because you comment on grifters and stuff on their posts, and then obviously
I don't see any of that now.
I'm the other
LinkedIn
way.
thinks you love it.
I welcome them. I'm like, show me all the shit. Show me everything.
More content.
And then I can comment strategically then, give my perspective.
Do you have any little tricks like that to find?
Not in terms of curating the feed, no.
The grifters will find their way to you.
It's more just pull it down and refresh it and see what absolute gold is there for all of these people who have no clue what they're doing and they're just jumping on piggybacking on the next bandwagon. But yeah, I use comments strategically. Like for a while now, I've commented on the big, like the proper linked influencers, the Simon Sineks, the Gary V's, which is, invariably like, what is it? The best leaders care about their staff. It's like, oh, fucking hell. Like, no shit. Like, who's learning anything from that? It's nuts. Like, platitudes galore. So I'll I reply with fictional tales of my Uncle Tony. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Real life tales of my Uncle Tony, where I basically debunk the bullshit that they're talking about. So when he says, like, the best leaders are kind, I then say, I disagree. My Uncle Tony set up and then it'll always be like an acronym with like a rude word. So it could be bumhole, could be tits, could be something like the Timbuktu Institute of like tyrannical, like, I don't know, sycophants or something. And I basically debunk what the linked influencer is saying. And by doing that, again, I'm not only demonstrating my kind of writing skills for anyone that's reading it, but also the people that like my comment, I know they're my kind of people, so I connect with them. And like the amount of people who've come up to me and said, oh, how's your Uncle Tony? Like, I've never posted about him. He only lives in the comments of linked influencers, but people have kind of...
It's amazing what people will grab onto as part of your brand.
They've known me for that, so I say that I welcome all the shite.
I was really surprised when you said you'd never posted about him because he's such, Dave Harland lore.
And I keep a document with them. I've done 160 Uncle Tony stories. So I can stick them in a book.
You're so organised. I wish I was that
easily.
organised.
Yeah. Oh yeah, never throw anything away.
I get lots of connections because my headline literally says something along the lines of no knobs. Like I run a business community with no knobs allowed, and I get so many people like commenting and connecting with me, going, "I had to connect. Your headline made me laugh. I definitely need a no knobs rule in my life."
Let's talk briefly about headlines, actually, because that is something I've got, like, I can't remember what it is at the moment because I changed it quite recently. I think it's like brand voice lead, middle child. So I've always got middle child in there, just because it manages people's expectations of how needy I'm going to be. And I've had people who are like, "Oh, fellow middle child here in the intro." Yours is quite a straight one, though, isn't it? I think it's like copywriter.
No, it's just I set up a ridiculous pseudonym when I first started freelancing. The Word Man, just like superhero, amazing at Scrabble. That's it. But I've never changed it. I've added the agency name Copy or Die after it, but I've always seen my headline as a bit of a distinctive brand asset again. So like I'll get known for that. I actually got spotted on holiday in Turkey. "You're the Word Man." I was like, pushing me lad with me top off and my belly out. I was like, "Oh fucking hell!"
I didn't even ask you about that. You just brought it up.
Yeah, same.
I got spotted in Thailand by a guy
Amazing.
who came over to me and
I've
goes,
never been spotted on holiday or otherwise.
"Well, you've only got 16,000 followers."
Yeah, come on.
Don't you start.
Maybe try TikTok.
Told you I was a middle child.
I got spotted in Thailand, and this guy came over to me and goes, "Oh, are you Leah Turner?" I was like, "Yes," thinking, "God, what's about to happen?" He goes, "Oh, I'm Toby. You blocked me on LinkedIn."
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Right, can the sand just swallow me up now?" I made a hasty exit because I was actually meeting another of my LinkedIn friends.
Dear men, if Leah blocks you, please do not take that as an invitation to come up to her.
Of all the people, there's only like 900 people in the world I've blocked on LinkedIn, and he happens to be on the same beach in Thailand with me. Yeah, it's very awkward.
You've had lots of interactions with people in public, though, haven't you? You've had people kind of do a double take and be like, "Oh," and then you see them checking on their
They're
phone.
checking on LinkedIn to make sure it's me, and then they walk up, "You Leah Turner?" I'm like, "No."
People say that to me all the time.
No, I get that a lot though. There must be someone that looks like me. I need to affect a fake accent so it's convincing.
Do you want to try?
No.
Try saying
No.
Try saying chicken. I get Dave to say chicken. Can you say chicken for me?
Chicken.
It sounds dirty
really
with the way you say it.
Chicken.
Sounds wrong.
Chicken.
Chicken. Give it a go, everyone in the room. If you want to say chicken, it's fun. It's really fun. So fun. Anyway, got a little bit off track there. Sorry. That leads us to a nice little segue of like, where's the line? Because I know you talk a lot about your personal life. Dave, you don't talk as much. Where is there a line as to what you want to share online? I'll come to you, Leah, because I know that you share stuff about your son, you share stuff about your health, you share stuff about your personal life.
My line is, if I share it, will it help somebody else? So, and if I share it, does it put me at risk? So I don't share photos of the front of my house, ever, because I live alone with my son. I don't share photos with my son's school uniform because, again, we live alone and you know, that makes us potentially a target. I don't actually even share where I live. I say Manchester. I don't actually live in Manchester. I live about 30 minutes from Manchester, but I don't say where. Yeah. And I'm very intentional about that. I don't share where I am when I'm there unless it's at an event. I think
everyone in the room's okay. Everyone's safe.
Yeah, but you know, those are the things I also
stuff.
Yeah, and I don't really talk about my family. Like, my little mum's here today. And I don't think I've ever shared a photo of me and my mum online because she's a very private person and I don't want to... and I don't talk about, like, my sister or my friends that aren't online friends, really. Certainly not with their names, because I think that's their stories to tell. And just because I have been put in the public eye, so to speak, doesn't mean that they should be, and that's their choice. So my sister's quite active on LinkedIn now because she runs a charity that she started.
Quick plug. What's it called?
Fertility Action. And it's amazing. She's helping equalise fertility funding and improve fertility education. Unbelievable. She's been in and out of the government constantly at the moment. But she's sort of getting a name for herself and her own brand. So I'm more comfortable now interacting and talking about what she does because she's put herself sort of up and her head above the parapet a little bit. But I think my son agrees with stuff that I post. Like he will say, "Oh no, don't post that picture, Mum," or I'll ask, "Is it okay if I post this?" And he says yes. But I think that's the line for me. I never ever talked about romantic relationships at all, and then I did once, and I was like, "Oh, wish I hadn't." Immediately, like as soon as it sort of went wrong, I was like, "Oh God, no!" Which I should have known was inevitable. And I wished I hadn't, and I never do now.
Yeah.
Like I will make jokes about like single life, but people don't actually know what's going on in my romantic life at all, and I like it that way. So people think they know everything about me because I share enough that they feel like that, but there is definitely a line of what I won't talk about.
Yeah.
But when I talk about things like my health, I think if I share that, does it help someone else? And selfishly, that actually then helps me. Because I think then, although I'm going through something that isn't nice, if I share it and it helps somebody else, then I feel better about it because at least it's done some good. And that's how I neutralise a lot of negative experiences in my life, is I use them to help others, and then they feel like they had a purpose.
Yeah. I don't post about my children much, but my eldest wears a hearing aid, has hearing loss, and she loves me talking about it publicly because she wants more people to understand. I'm not going to start crying. That representation means the world to someone like her. So she knows that the business that I work in, that we're in marketing. So she is a strong supporter of me putting every now and then putting stuff out there about how important it is for people to feel represented and see themselves in advertising and marketing. Helen Burness. She's got a daughter with Down syndrome, and she talks a lot about her journey as a parent with Down syndrome and the experience with her daughter, and it's beautiful to see. And you can see the other parents that have got children with special needs or different bodies, different abilities. You can see them sort of flood to the comments in support and find that thing in common. And I think when you do find those real heart-led moments that connect you really do connect powerfully with people. I think that's where it can obviously be useful for business. A moment of vulnerable honesty can draw people so much more closely to you, which it's nice. Shortens that gap.
Yeah.
The one thing that is important though, like you said, that your son will approve pictures and stuff, is important. That you get where possible the child's consent to be plastered around, especially if it's a medical thing. As I say, my daughter Jade,
he thinks it's great when people recognise him.
Does he?
Yeah, because he's like, my mum's famous. I'm like, I'm not famous. Like, I'm not famous. He's like, but every now and then someone will like come up and be like, oh, you Leah, and he's with me like when we were in Thailand, and he's convinced that I'm like really famous.
Kind of a big deal. Dave, your son is just blissfully unaware of your fame, but your wife knows because she's seen you. She came with you to an event in Ibiza, didn't she? And was like, "Oh, you're kind of a big deal." Everyone knows you.
We walked in and like 4 people like immediately went, "Oh, Dave, can I have a selfie?" And I was like, my missus is like, "Who's this guy? What's going on?" It's like she just sees me. I go off to work, do my stuff, and then she didn't realise like that like people knew me because of the LinkedIn profile. So. Yeah, but like back to what you're saying about the personal side of the thing, I kind of gatekeep the personal side of my life a little bit. I'll share like funny stories from when I was growing up, mad things that my mum said. My mum occasionally does a LinkedIn takeover as well. So I'll just be, "This is David's mum. I'm answering your question. I'm answering questions today," and I'll be replying but I'll reply in all caps every single time. Ask me anything, and everyone just like gets the most engagement all year. Mad post by my mum. People actually, we want more Angela. But the personal, aside from that, I only really talk about like my missus and my little lad in my newsletter. Really, it's almost like every time I'll post something on LinkedIn, want more like this, sign up to the newsletter, normally at the end of every post. And then once you're in a newsletter, you build that extra bit of trust and relationship with the people who've bothered to sign up, I think, by showing them behind the scenes a little bit. So
I see it on your Instagram stories.
Oh, Instagram as well, but that's not business, that's just messing about. I can't
see all the little family bits on there.
Yeah, I can't use it for business. I've never had a single sale off there, but I don't use it for that at all.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, I keep it a little bit, keep it in there behind the scenes.
While we're on, you mentioned Instagram. Some people get a little bit addicted to LinkedIn. Alex online was like, is LinkedIn the corporate equivalent of the mob? Once you're in, you're always in. And Sally Day asked, how can we stop our LinkedIn addiction and stop persuading ourselves that every time we're on here, it's actually for work, when really you're procrastinating or hoping for some work to magically fall into your lap?
Yeah, good question. I'm not too like my missus is hooked on like TikTok and Reels. She could sit down on the couch for an hour and a half, hasn't spoken to me. She's reel after reel after reel, and I'm like, how are you locked into that? Like I can't get my head around it. But LinkedIn wise, I'm create more than I consume. I think on LinkedIn, I don't read as much as I kind of stick out there. Normally, if I'm refreshing it, see how many more likes I've got.
That sounds very wholesome. But I do know that after... Oh, by the way, dear listener, we have slightly croaky voices, Dave and I, because we did karaoke last night.
Sorry.
When you went back to the hotel, you replied to someone at about 2 a.m.
That's dangerous, isn't it? After never replied to someone after 10 pints.
Just tell them it's your Filipino, your Filipino VA.
Yeah. He was banging on about AI. It'd been on my mind all day. Wake up in the morning full of regret. Oh, told him I loved him.
Who did I text last night? Oh no, I just went on LinkedIn. And
you've got to be careful.
The refresh
going
of
on
shame.
LinkedIn when you're drunk. Like,
have you done any ill-advised drunk LinkedIning?
I did have like 3 recruiters all looking at my profile at the same time one night, and I'd had a few glasses of wine, and they were all from the same company. So I DM'd one of them, and I was like, "Should my ears be burning?" And I actually booked them as a client from that because I was just cheeky. So I've never done anything on LinkedIn drunk that I would regret. I did after Atomicon. When I spoke at Atomicon, they gave me a gift bag, but my gift bag ended up somewhere in the wrong hotel room. Didn't make it to me. So when I got back drunk from the after party, very drunk, I opened the gift bag and there was a cookie of my own face, and I filmed myself drunkly eating the cookie of my own face and posted that on LinkedIn. So I was like, oh, this is amazing, I've got a cookie of my own face as I'm chomping away on it. So yeah, that's probably the most drunk I've been on LinkedIn.
That's lovely.
That was so wholesome though, really. Like, could have been a lot worse.
Could have been so much worse. On the topic of LinkedIn addiction, it is very easy to say, oh well, I'm working, I'm building my network. I've tried, so if I go on holiday, I'll take the app off my phone, but then I'll often reinstall it, because if you go, this is tragic, isn't it? If you need to do something, like if you've scheduled a post and you need to change it, you can't do that if you go into the browser on your phone and go on LinkedIn.
Just try
the functionality is absolutely terrible. You can't even do a different reaction than a thumbs up. And
I just put it, I don't have any notifications from LinkedIn on anyway, because I would lose my mind. My phone would be constantly dead. But I shift it into a folder several screens over, so I don't think about it.
Doesn't your finger go on autopilot and just go to get it open though?
I personally I don't think when I'm on holiday that I need to ban myself from it, because I actually don't want to go on it. And what I'll just do is, like, once a day pop in and check what's going on. And I do post when I'm on holiday as well, but I don't see LinkedIn as work or something that I'm addicted to. It is part of my work. All of the social media is part of my work. Every comment I leave might lead to a new member or a new profile view. So for me, it actually is work. So I don't really feel the need to put any limitations on myself like that, because if I was literally just staring at my phone and not looking after my child, and he was starving and dirty and all, and it was that would be one thing, but it is part of my work. And I think people worry too much. Everyone going, you have too much screen time. Like, just do what's right for you. Don't worry so much.
I'm not working. Yeah, and actually, it's a good time to talk a little bit about the friends that you can make on LinkedIn. There you go. Oh, Leah's not my friend. Okay, she just gave me an evil. But it's not just somewhere to look for work, is it? It's somewhere to connect. And I think sometimes people are a bit like, oh, LinkedIn's just copywriters writing for other copywriters about copywriting, or insert career type here. But I think there's loads to be said for connecting and engaging with people who are doing the same kind of thing that you are, because that's where, I mean, we've got people that we work with who we know about from LinkedIn. I'm thinking Chris Miller, who actually did ask a question, and I'm going to read out exactly what he said, because he has such a way with words. Dear Mel, Dave and Leah, how long do you think it'll be until the introduction of an admittedly bulky button on this platform labelled "Let AI think up a post for you"? Then, on your behalf, respond to all comments, with the result that over time you can delude yourself into thinking that you can write posts for yourself and that you're a creative writer of some sort, rather than simply being someone who likes to thump this button daily. Blah 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 blah. So Chris has a slightly pessimistic view of where LinkedIn might be going with AI.
I think realistically that's never going to happen, because otherwise LinkedIn wouldn't be able to make so much revenue off of ad spend if there's no human spending time scrolling it. So that's never going to happen. I bloody hope not. Although, actually, maybe I don't know what would be better, a feed full of AI or a feed full of ads. I don't know. Like it's a bit of both at the moment. I think really the amount of AI on there at the moment is just actually forcing more people to go and find people that are being human. So we are being a little bit more discerning on who we interact with. And honestly, when I see someone comment on posts with AI, I just block them now. If they're commenting on my posts, I'm like, I used to give them a chance and be like, don't want to interact with AI. Like, I'd rather you respond in broken English or terribly dyslexic, misspelled English than AI, please. Because I think like I still want to get to know the person. I'll get to know the person better through their broken English than I will through an AI response that's generic. So I just block them now. If you're sending a robot to network with me, I'm saying thank you very much, but no.
Would you like to comment unsubscribe, don't you, Dave?
As soon as I see it, I just go unsubscribe from your list. I don't want that. Yeah. Or if any AI, or if anyone leaves an AI comment under one of the posts that I've done, I'll reply with, have you seen the meme of the little frog putting a fork in a plug socket? I'll just do that, and he's like, that's how I'll reply, just to show like I hate this stuff. Yeah,
it's not. I think it's probably been the worst thing that's happened to LinkedIn over the last couple of years. Like,
even more so than the loss of LinkedIn stories and pinned posts.
The stories only were there for about a year. I love those. Do you know,
before my time.
I use LinkedIn stories so much, and I got so many clients from that, because every time I got a booking, I would just be like, there's only 4 spaces left, there's only 3 spaces left, and people would be like, boom, 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 like mad amounts of money.
If you did that now,
it
wouldn't show up until 3 weeks' time.
Right? They actually sent me a thank you box full of like a mug and socks and headphones and stuff, because they wanted to encourage more people to use stories, but people didn't, and they took them away. And the pinned comment they took away. I was abusing the pinned comment. Dave, do you remember the very brief month that we had pinned comments?
Yeah.
And every time a troll commented on my post, I'd pin that to the top, and everyone would eviscerate them, and I was like, this is fun, this is great. And then they removed it. I don't think it was my fault, but
LinkedIn they mix stuff up a lot.
They're constantly trying stuff.
They've recently changed how carousels appear on the feed, so they've kind of shrunk. Yeah, they look a bit smaller. I'll show you later. They've kind of shrunk them down a bit. So you used to, on mobile, you used to have the whole screen with the first page, so that you could swap
now you
have a bit of anticipation.
I thought it got...
now you say it.
But they have put a follow button next to comments. So if you leave a comment, they've now put a follow button. Not everyone's got the update yet, and I wonder if it's going to be people who pay for premium only that get this follow thing next to them.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They like to do that.
But I noticed as I was scrolling down my comments that the people who I wasn't connected with had like follow next to them, but it wasn't showing on desktop. It was only showing on mobile.
I've seen that on the app. I don't get premium, but I've seen a follow button next to people's names.
But I wonder if it's people who have premium.
Who get
that have the follow option on their comments, because we also get the the link under our name when we post, like visit my website link, the premium, what they call it, custom URL, premium custom button. That's the one. And that's a premium only feature now.
I was going to ask you about, because you've got LinkedIn Premium.
Yeah,
we don't have LinkedIn Premium. You have had a trial.
Just a trial, just to see.
I use it for profile viewers. So I go in and see who's viewed my profile, and if there are people I'm not connected with that look like great Holt members, I connect with them. And I also use it to see like what competitors are stalking me, because that happens quite a lot. It's not so much the competitors
who've been in your community, then left and then started their own very similar.
Or people who have ripped off my entire website and stalk with one of their colleagues at the same time every week within a couple of minutes of each other, and I'm like, so I block them. I think it's good to know who's paying very close attention to you. keep your friends close, enemies closer, and all of that. But I also use the scrolling banner. That's a premium feature. I have the custom button that gets a lot of traffic through to my website. Like my website gets about 12,000 hits a month, and I don't really promote it anywhere else. So that comes from profile views and it being under my headline. So yeah, I do enjoy the premium features. You get more analytics. It doesn't help your content reach any further.
Yeah, because I think that's what people assume, is that if you pay to play, then you'll get.
I also have open profile as a result of premium, so anyone can message me. They don't have to be connected without using an in-mail, and that helps because I've reached the 30,000 limit. Not a flex. It's incredibly annoying, but because I've reached the 30,000 connection limit, it means I can't connect with anyone new unless I kick other people out, which I regularly do because I want to keep connecting with new people that are more aligned with what I'm doing now than what I was doing. But it means that they can still message me, even if they can't connect with me. If they're interested in joining or want me on a podcast or whatever, they can message me. This is probably not the time to be texting, Mel.
I'm checking the Creator Day website so I can say at the end when Creator Day is.
Oh, if we're promoting next year's as well.
Because we've got the dates set for next year. So I'm going to give it a little promo for Mark to say thank you.
I just stole the poster from the toilets.
I know you did.
I stole the
poster. I gave you the idea.
I couldn't get the one out of the frame though. I had to get the one off the pinboard. Have you got any more, Mark?
And kill all this bit.
Don't kill it. Don't listen to her.
Dave's just very kindly corrected my notes where I wrote, in 2026, Creator Day will be on May the 6th. Because we're in 2026 now, aren't we? Thank you. Such a good partner.
Skills, I do numbers as well.
He's going to have to change his headline.
Okay, we've got a question from Karen Webber, who's a marketer. So Dave, your default is obviously words. You are the word man. But we sometimes hear like, oh, you're going to get left behind if you're not using video. And LinkedIn has lots of other ways you can engage and put content out there. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, predominantly text-based posts. The occasional video every now and again. I'll do little daft sketches. And yeah, the carousels are great for showing the scammer stories in their full glory, because people can just slide through however many slides they are, like 30 slides. But I don't really follow many like guidance or rules. I'll just try and do it my own way and see what works. So
you've done some incredibly long carousel. What was it like? 40? Was it 47
something like that? Yeah.
Slides.
And people will go like, "Oh my god, you made me swipe through 53 slides for the first time ever. How did you do that?"
Dan Kelso got me to scroll through 300 slides, which was just a 300 slide long picture of a penis. I was like, is there ever actually going to be an end to this? And there was 300 pages. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Dan. I on that question, I think the main thing on LinkedIn to have success is to be consistently there. And if consistently there means doing the content that comes easiest to you, that should be the priority. And if that's chucking out text posts with an image sometimes, if you're more comfortable creating video, you should focus on what you're able to be consistent with. But I do think it's good to stretch your creativity, not because LinkedIn wants you to, but for your own sake. I think it's important to see other ways you can be creative. And when it comes to building trust, the video is, especially for anyone who's working in like coaching, having a few videos that people can go and get a vibe of who you are. Yeah. I hate that word, vibe. I can't believe I said that. But people need to feel what you would be like in a call. And if they can feel what it's like to be face to face with you, hear your voice, see your mannerisms, you overcome that initial awkwardness of a call. They're like, oh, I know, they seem nice. And I find so many people approach me and they're like, oh God, I feel like I know you from your videos. And that is like, you're catapulting yourself forward in terms of how soon they're going to hire you, because you've built trust so much quicker. So I'm not saying that you have to do it, but I think if there's any content that makes you go, oh, I don't feel like I would be comfortable with that, you probably should try. Because it's good for us always to be pushing slightly out of our comfort zones and trying new things, because you never know what's going to suddenly work. Yeah,
I talk about that, like shortening the gap between you and the person that you're speaking to. Video is such a magic way to do that. But
I hate video. I hate doing video, but
you also need to consider that your audience will have their own preferences on how they want to kind of consume, for want of a better term, their content. So if you can do a bit of a mix, I mean, Dave and I, our default is words. I think that's probably why neither of us has really tried to crack Instagram. But we've got like resolutions. to try and do video a little bit more. But so it's certainly, like you say, Leah, lean into what comes naturally and what you're good at and what you can replicate, instead of setting yourself a target of posting 3 videos a week when you feel sick at the thought of doing it. Like, lean into what you're good at and what comes naturally. But also, if you can mix it up every now and then, it does give people a different way to kind of get to know who you are. So the more visual people will get to know you.
Yeah, I don't watch videos at all, but I know it's important.
Unless there's a dog.
Obviously. I don't really watch other people's videos at all, not anyone on LinkedIn. If you ever see me commenting under a video, it's probably just because I like the person, not because I've watched the video. So,
Noted.
But I know it's important for me to create. Because I know other people like consuming my videos for whatever reason. I posted a video of me literally having a Saturday, being productive, cleaning the house and like doing gardening and stuff, like one of those really fast time lapse type ones. And it got like 70,000 views. I was like, wow, if I knew cleaning the house would get me this much visibility, I'd do it more often. I don't have a dirty house. I just pay someone to clean it normally.
So the performative cleaning just for the video.
I was performative, like hedge cutting and grass mowing and yeah. LinkedIn loved it.
Nice. You're going to do more video, aren't you, Dave? We've got a little video thing.
Yeah, we just bought one of those little creator cameras or the Osmos, but I haven't used it yet.
We've got a question in from Phil Agnew, and we've already mentioned Phil. He has the Nudge podcast, and he says LinkedIn is all about connections. Who is the best person you've connected with? And you can interpret it yourself what best means, whether it's best in terms of business or best in terms of enriching your life.
I would say I can't pick one person because the others will resign. But my entire team of people that I have met on LinkedIn. So Luke Manton is one of my closest friends in business. I've got Daniel Davis, who also works with me, Laura Burnett, who runs all my tech, Alex Thompson, who does all my email, and Robin, who I've become really close to in the last year. I've actually been on holiday to stay with her, with my little boy in Sweden recently. So those people I work really, really closely with. I've probably forgotten someone. I'm panicking now.
I was thinking you said you weren't going to name them, then you started listing names. And everyone else.
And everyone else, if I haven't remembered you because I'm quite tired. But there's an extended team of people that I've worked with, like branders and event people, and everybody's been people that I've met via LinkedIn who've eventually like joined the whole, like my lawyers, my mortgage advisors, my accountants, like everybody has come from there. And I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now without those people that I met through building a presence on LinkedIn and seeing how we help each other grow our businesses now. Like my life has changed so much, and all of them in part are responsible for that. So yeah. I'm very grateful to LinkedIn. However much I will rage against it every now and then, I'm very grateful.
Dave, you can't say me. You have to pick someone else.
I wasn't going to. No, obviously Mel, but what a lovely answer that was. No, mine's a bit more selfish, I suppose, and a bit more me.
Is it all the scammers?
No, yeah, that obviously. I suppose for me, it's nice when I can, like, a couple of times I've connected with somebody I really respect who's, like, really well known, and they go, oh, like, I love your stuff. And I'm a bit like, wow. Like
you said that to me when I first met you.
He's talking about me here.
There was one in particular, Anne Handley, like big, huge speaker, copywriter, like a hero of mine. And like she's quoted me on one of her talks on stage. And someone sent me the photo in like Boston. It's got my name at the bottom. And I'm like, how is that even possible?
Do you think she'll quote bumhole?
Yeah, probably. But she like... Because I'll like slam, you know, all the scammers and stuff and AI, I'll take the piss out of it. And like, even though she's got to kind of sit on the fence a little bit, she loves all of that stuff. She's like, that's the real humanity. That's the personality that like we need to see more of. So it's when people like that say, and like just like I'll get like a random message, someone I've maybe connected with 6 months ago. And he's just like, oh, my job's really boring, but your stuff has helped me, you know, debore our content a little bit. So it's stuff like that where I go, like it's made me weak, that, and I genuinely mean that. It's not just, you know, not just me saying it, knowing that you've kind of helped someone get out of a little hole that they're in.
And it's wild as well. And I imagine you're probably a little bit like me in that you're not someone that fawns over celebrities or gets impressed by like A-list as well. Like, it goes all over my head. I don't really follow. So when people
He's not
approach me,
asked.
and they say, "Oh, something you wrote 3 years ago," they quote it back to you, and you're like, "Whoa!" Like, something I said, I can't even remember writing it. I probably wrote it in 5 minutes before I took this kid to school. And it's so weird that something that you write so sort of off the cuff and give no real thought to. In the
Struck a
aftermath
chord with
has hit someone so hard, and it's really mattered to them, because I'm not really somebody that collects other people's quotes and thoughts and dwells on that kind of thing too much. But you have to remember that there's lots of people out there that do things like that, and it's so humbling. Also, like, I like cringe myself inside out because I'm so embarrassed when someone says that to me, but it's lovely to know that something that you've thought, that you've put out there, has done something positive for somebody that you've never even met. It's wild.
Yeah, and that's something to remember when you're posting. You just, like, you don't know who it's going to help, and so if you just got a random brain fart thought, it could actually really help someone else. I'm not going to say you, Dave, just because it's a given that you're my best person I've met on LinkedIn financially.
Rude.
I just want to shout out my friend Molly, who's in. Oh my gosh, she's so excited. She just put her hands in the air very quickly. That woke you up, didn't it? Molly Scanlon of Molly Gets It Done. She writes websites. I'm just giving everyone a shout out here. Writes websites for non-evil people. She's also a friend of the show. She's been on the show before. And our friend Ange Lyons, who's the designer. And also Sophie Cross, the editor of Freelancer magazine, and so many more. People who have not just become people that I know through work. You know, they're not just work friends. They are my real friends. I love it. I love you guys. Love it. And Phil, obviously. Sorry, just because you asked. So Sarah Burgess has asked, who she's in the whollllle, obviously. She has asked about students that she works with in their early career. What advice have we got for them about LinkedIn? My advice is to get on there as quickly as you can. I don't know if there's a lower age limit. Is it 16?
Yeah.
You can sign up. Get on LinkedIn. Start connecting with people who are in the kind of area that you want to work with. You want to work in, and not to kind of cold pitch them, but just to get their knowledge onto your feed, and so you can kind of absorb that knowledge, and start making connections. Start posting on LinkedIn if you can. But we alluded to this earlier about commenting is so powerful as well. So if you don't feel confident as a student or somebody early in their career about actually posting and putting yourself out there, you can do a world of good in the comments by strategically. It sounds grubby when you use the word strategically, but intentionally, that's maybe a nice way to say it. Intentionally finding people who work in the field that you're interested in and start commenting, and just that's like a little gateway drug before you actually go the full hog and start posting. I've got any advice?
Yeah, I would say one of the things that I think gets people stuck when they start on LinkedIn is they think, oh my God, I have to be an expert. If I want to say anything here in front of all these people, I need to be an expert on it, and that really blocks people because they're like, well, I've only just started in this industry. Yeah. What's anyone got to learn from me? How dare I? And that really, really acts as a block for people. So I would say, make sure that you're commenting and supporting, absolutely, because you're getting your face and your name familiar to those people as somebody that's adding value to their content, helping them get seen. But also be there to learn, be a sponge, because there's so much free education on there. You can learn from people's experiences, their own insights. Make sure that you are being that sponge, because so much of what I learned in the first 6 months of LinkedIn came from LinkedIn. And I then grew a very successful LinkedIn training business by patching all of the other things that I'd learned from my own life experience and other experts, and going, well, this worked really well for me, and I tried that and that worked well, and then I turned that into my own way of doing things, which worked. So it's just like, forget your ego, stop trying to be an expert, go and learn from the people that are experts, and don't think you know better. That you're right at the the and learning.
If you own that, people really want to support you.
Don't.
Like,
I never acted like an expert. Even up to now, sometimes I'm still like, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing on this. Can someone help me? But asking for advice and being vulnerable and saying, actually, I don't know about this. Can people who do know offer me advice? Actually, is incredibly valuable in terms of connecting with people, because people love to help and they love to be able to know better and share it with somebody else. So when you're young, you're a better position to do that, because you don't feel as judged. If you're 40 years old and going, I really don't have a clue about this, you feel a little bit silly. But at 17, no one expects you to know everything. Yeah. So you're prime age to just, and there's so many people that are willing to just jump on a call and offer you advice and support. It's having the balls to ask. I'd say if you're 17, ask. Ask to hop on a coffee call with somebody so you can learn more about the industry you're going into. Most of them will say yes.
Yeah, and a bit of advice that I gave yesterday at Creator Day was it's better to be interested than interesting. So don't go on there trying to be interesting and sound all like... And same with networking as well. Don't try and sound like you're the most fascinating person to talk to and everyone in the room is really lucky to get to speak to.
No, people love to talk about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested in them and you're asking them questions, then they'll enjoy the experience of you being interested in them.
Yeah, 100%.
Got any advice for young'uns?
Yeah, similar to what Leah was saying around, like, don't feel the need to be an expert. I'd extend that to say don't feel the need to, like, sound all professional all the time.
No.
Because it can make it seem like you take things a bit too seriously. And I know it's natural because in school we're all taught, like, when we're writing professional and we write letters and it's dear sir, madam, and it's kind regards, and, like, that still goes on. Like, people sign emails off with kind regards. It still blows my mind when I see it.
You sign it off with cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Like, oh, nice one, whatever. And I start them higher. I'll go, hiya, Mark. It's never hi. I've never said hi in my life. We just don't say it where I'm from. But I'll say hiya because I know face to face, or if I'm ever, on a call with someone, I'll go, hiya. Like, how are you doing? And just be normal. So that's the advice I give to younger people. It's hard. It's so hard to do, even like we're writers. It's hard for us to do, to kind of snap out of the right way that we're always told to do it, but just being as normal as you can, I think, is the best way.
I would caveat that though and say maybe like some of the slang that they young people use. Don't be like skibbity toilet 6-7 in your emails to people that you want to have a job interview with, because that's what my son comes up with. I'm like,
toilet 6-7
what
at
is
Gmail.com.
6-7? What the fuck does that mean?
Nobody knows.
It's banned in my house now. So yeah, there is a line.
There is a line. Don't have a little bit of filtering.
Somewhere between 6-7 and circle back. Yeah, that's some happy medium.
That's the happy medium. Yeah. I'd also add to that, along with what both of you are saying, is don't, please, young LinkedIners, don't fall into the trap of getting AI to write.
No, God, no.
Because then you will never know what your voice is. I think you find your voice by writing. And
you get so much more confident as well when you find your own voice.
And that's why Twitter was a brilliant, stomping ground for just, as I said, the brain farts. And you get better at it as you do it more and more, and you learn about yourself and learn about yourself as a writer and learn about how to construct a LinkedIn post. But if you outsource the thinking to AI, then you're not gonna have a professional voice. You're really doing yourself a disservice. So, hey kids, don't use AI. It's bad for you.
Do you remember those T-shirts that were like, stay away from drugs or whatever? It's now stay away from AI.
So we've also had a question from Paul Burgess. He looks after social media, including LinkedIn, for charities. And he's highlighted that company pages don't seem to be very effective. So what's the best way to get more reach and awareness for pages, or the information that a charity or a business or a company might want to put out? Is there employee engagement to be had?
The best way into a company page is via the people that run the company. So I work with Hove, and I did some training with them, and the CEOs, the leaders of the charity and the people that work within the charity, they post content which then tags the charity. The charity creates posts as well, but the best way into charities and company pages is for the personal brands of the people involved in the companies to be talking about them. Makes people, because I don't really give a crap about any company, but if I give a crap about the people that work in the company and I've built relationships with them, then I'm more interested in what the company does as well, because I've heard them mention it and I learn a bit about the people first. Does that make sense? So I think if you can get the people within the business to start posting some of the content that you put out on the company page, and then that tags in, or they reshare stuff from the company page, but ideally you want them to be creating content about the charities first, because we care more about the people than we do about the business, and we want to. But like I did say previously, there's a masterclass in the Holt that is from the world's leading expert, Michelle J. Raymond, on company pages, and definitely worth a watch because your lovely wife is a member. So I don't normally give that advice to members to share it with non-members, but we'll let it pass. So definitely worth a watch in terms of building it up, and obviously sending all the invites every month for the page follows, because as soon as someone accepts, you get an invite back. So I send 250 out on the first of the month, and then halfway through the month I see what's come back, what invites have come back because people have accepted, send those out, and then right before the end of the month I send it out another 250, whatever's left again, and then the following day I get another 250, so you can maximise the invites, which helps.
Dave, we have not maximised inviting people to follow the Copy or Die page on LinkedIn, and we don't post from it either, do we? Tend to do reposts.
I think everyone's already on like the back foot really when it comes to company pages, because it is like a brand or a company, and we buy from people, don't we? So whenever, I think I always recommend, like whenever you do company posts, always put the people at the company like front and centre, and make it as interesting as possible. No one wants to read a business update or how proud you are to win a contract or whatever. They want to know how proud the people are. So like if you can, put the people first, front and centre, and use images of the people as well, rather than just making them endless, like I say it all the time, endless company updates. It's just like delete, like not reading that.
Yeah, or you'll see a company page post and there will have been 6 likes, and every single one of those likes are people that work at that place.
Yeah, like it. Well, you know,
like it, part of your contract.
Yeah.
And that'll do for today. We've come to the end of our time slot here at the wonderful Foundry. Just want to give a really quick shout out to everyone at Foundry, including Josh, who's our little AV guy in the room with us today. Thank you, Josh. You're a legend. Foundry has co-working spaces across the South Coast and in London. You can go and find them at foundryuk.com. I'd like to say a special thank you to Mark Masters, who runs Creator Day, an event here in Poole. And in 2027, Creator Day will be on May the 6th, and we might be back again with another live podcast. Watch this space, who knows? And you can get your tickets at creatorday.uk. Thank you so much to Leah and Dave for being my guests today. Leah, you can find at www.the-holt.com. And Dave and I are at copyorDie.co.uk, and we are all on, obviously, LinkedIn. So we'd love to connect with you. Thank you ever so much to everyone in the audience. Give yourselves a little cheery woo.